Did you guys even know that I had stickers? Probably not, because I did a crap job of actually telling you guys I did. But if you want to support the channel and get one, really easy to do. All you gotta do is send a $3 PayPal payment to the address that I'm gonna put on the screen right now. Free shipping everywhere, $3. You get 2 of these stickers. Stickers here, if you want them. Go ahead, send, do stuff, whatever. Bye. My ass is like so late for work. I am not happy this morning because what happened was I came outside and found a freaking like 2 quart of oil in the driveway. Not from the eff-zee, of course, from my 2002 WRX, my old school bitch. Yesterday I went to get an oil change at freaking Jiffy Lube, and I come out this morning and there's oil all over the driveway. Now, some of you guys may say, and you guys are probably gonna say right now, your first mistake was going to Jiffy Lube. I've done that for years, and there's horror stories from Jiffy Lube. Just like Google shit where Jiffy Lube blows motors from something that they did on a simple oil change, but it never happened to me. So I was like, it's not gonna happen to me. Well, guess what? It's happening freaking to me right now. Luckily, I noticed the oil that was leaking on the bottom. I don't know how much oil that actually lost. Probably like over a quart, 2 quarts of oil. The WRX takes like basically 5 quarts of oil. So I did it yesterday during lunch. I drove around, so there was like at least an hour of driving while it was leaking like a shiv. I don't know if there's any damage done to the motor, but maybe running on low motor oil levels. But shit, man, what they did was, and I'll show you pictures of it, it's leaking from the drain bolt. I think they stripped it. They put some gunk around it, like some gasket sealer. I specifically asked the guy too. I was like, hey, do you guys ever change the crush washers? And he said, whoa, it depends, blah, blah, blah. Some cars have them, some cars don't. If it's damaged, then we definitely change it. He didn't change it. He put gasket sealer around it, and it's leaking like a motherfucker. I went and opened it up. I drained probably 2 quarts of oil out of there, I think. But any longer, and that motor would have been toast. I don't know if it got it may be toast right now. What I'm doing right now is I'm heading to my local Subaru dealership to get a crush washer. Hopefully that's it. That would be the easiest thing, is that it's just the washer. Or I don't know, maybe it's gonna be the oil pan. That would be the second level of shit that's fucked up, because I noticed when I was trying to put that bolt back in, it was like it went in a couple turns and then it got stuck. That is the telltale sign of someone cross-threading a bolt into your oil pan and fucking it up. I think that's actually what happened, but we'll see if this crush washer will fix it. If not, then I'm gonna need a new oil pan. I documented all this shit so you can see the video, the photos, all that stuff. I just have a feeling I'm not going to get any bucks out of freaking Jiffy Lube at all. And again, you guys may be asking me why I did this. When I lived in Chicago, I started doing this. I used to change my oil myself all the time, but I just freaking hate doing maintenance stuff like that. I used to love it when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I freaking hate like doing shit like that, period. So that may be even when it bit me in the ass. I am so irate right now, if you guys couldn't tell. This is not a good way to start my friggin' morning. That WRX has been with me forever. It has 227,000 miles on it, and it still hits full boost like no problems. And they just freaking, oh, the carelessness. The carelessness of not telling me if there is a problem, that they find one, that they're trying to kill the damn thing. That makes me so mad. But here we are at Subaru, so hopefully they got me all set. We'll see. right, let's go in. Only in the South, guys. I got a really good deal on these crush washers. It's not the only time I've received Southern hospitality. So, Chatham Subaru, come to these guys. They've always taken care of my old ass WRX and take care of me. But anyways, let's get back on the road. One day I'm going to get another sexy Subaru. That's definitely my next car. They last for freaking ever. Anyone that thinks that WRXs don't last because it's a turbo motor or whatever, freaking look at mine. Oh. But then you hand it over to some fucks that try to kill the damn thing. Don't do that. Don't be lazy like me. So guys, you guys can see I'm in the WRX. Obviously the car is fine, thank goodness. What did it turn out to be? A little crush washer. A $1 part. The part that goes in between the oil drain plug and the oil pan. Jiffy Lube didn't change it out like they're supposed to. That thing's supposed to be changed out every single time so you don't get an actual oil leak. Now, it's been about 2 weeks since I've been talking to them. I went all the way to corporate, to their district manager, their regional manager, and basically, long story short, Jiffy Lube's not gonna do a thing about it. It's not their fault. They're not gonna refund me for anything, not even the $40 service that they did on it, even though it was their fault. Like because they didn't change out the freaking crush washer. That's what caused the oil leak, and they let me leave leaking about a quart of oil in a 12-hour time span. And they thought that's fine because on the invoice they had written down there in small print, oil leak. Didn't tell me anything about an oil leak when I was leaving there. And obviously they saw it was leaking so heavily that they tried to cover it up with a bunch of RTV goop, and they caused the oil leak by not changing the crush washer. Anyways, $40 not worth it for me to continue this pursuit. It is what it is. I learned my lesson. Will not be going back to those guys ever again. I don't recommend you guys do either. And the WRX is perfectly running fine now. Semi-happy ending for me. Yee!